Good afternoon and welcome to the Windsor Star's Net News at Noon. I'm Craig Pearson, bringing you the best from the paper and the web. Well, Drick supporters are hopeful that political winds are changing after bridge owner Matty Maroon lost one of his biggest allies in Congress. Carolyn Cheeks Kilpatrick, mother of imprisoned former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick, lost her re-election bid. She was seeking an 8th term. Should Windsor residents be allowed to decide when the city cuts down trees? One Ellesmere Avenue family thinks so. They want a towering 70-foot silver maple cut down. Since Windsor is designated the lightning capital of Canada, they're nervous. They sleep in their basement at night, but the city says no. Tests show the tree is perfectly healthy and they will not cut it down. The oldest surviving car made in either Windsor or Detroit is coming home. A 1928 Model Q Chrysler Plymouth was bought at auction in Alberta on Saturday by Windsor pharmacist Michael Hunter for $25,000. Supermodel Naomi Campbell reportedly received a huge diamond from former Liberian President Charles Taylor. That, according to actress Mia Farrow. Farrow was testifying at a war crimes trial. Prosecutors are trying to prove that Taylor received diamonds, also sometimes known as blood diamonds, from rebels so that he could buy weapons. And Liberal leader Michael Ignatieff attended the Comber Fair on Sunday with a bunch of bigwigs, including former Prime Minister Paul Martin, Justin Trudeau, and Provincial Finance Minister Dwight Duncan, and of course, our own Jeff Bolichowski. Jeff, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Thanks for coming on.
News,
excellent.
Listen, I don't know if I'm that big a bigwig, but
well, yes, you are. You were with those heavy hitters. You were with them all at the Comber Fair.
We pretty much shadowed them all the way through Essex County, from Comber down to Windsor.
You were with who? Photog?
We had a photographer, Ben Nelms, with us. He's got some great shots up on the web.
And anyway, so it's the Liberal Express. There's no election on. We talked about that last week when it was coming, but nevertheless, it's sort of an election-style tour they're doing with the country.
Definitely an election-style feel. When they made their way to the Char Club, they had Paul Martin with them, Dwight Duncan. They managed to get Eugene Whalen out to speak. It really had a big campaign-style feel. A room full of supporters, all very loud. And it's just rallying the troops, getting them behind change.
Yeah.
For an alternative.
Justin Trudeau, how did he come across?
A very charismatic young fellow. He took a lot of questions from the crowd over in Comber. Particularly, there was one lady who was grilling him about the GST and really getting in his face, and he just took it all with kind of aplomb.
So there was no problem there. And what was Ignatieff's big message then?
Well, his big message is he thinks that Canadians are looking for an alternative. Not so much that they're looking for an election, but he was really trying to position the Liberal Party as the party of the centre, the party of balance, the party of an alternative to Stephen Harper. Now,
there is no election call. Did he talk about the possibility of there being one, or didn't even broach the topic?
No, he doesn't think Canadians won an election right now. He's very much trying to step around that, but it's kind of an interesting time. The polls show that the Liberals and the Conservatives are starting to draw even, so you never know what could be out there. He's being a little evasive about it, but you never know.
Now, you mentioned that one woman was grilling them on taxes, but generally speaking, what would you say the reception was at Comber Fair?
They got a fairly warm reception. Shook a lot of hands, seemed to impress a lot of people with how down-to-earth he is. He told me over the phone before he hit town that he hasn't worn a tie in 4 weeks. This is a Harvard-educated guy, former broadcaster who's taught at some very prestigious schools, and they've been trying to get him in very down-to-earth.
And did he seem down-to-earth to you, or did he seem hoity-toity like the critics say?
He seemed to be very down-to-earth. At one point, an interesting thing happened. They had him drop a flag at a demolition derby out in Comber.
Oh, yeah.
Within 5 seconds, a couple of cars come by, tires start churning, throwing mud up all over the place, just showers him and his entire entourage with clods and clods of mud. And yet he gets up and he's just grinning and chuckling about it.
So it was cool.
He was
I guess.
Cool.
All right. Well, no election on the horizon anyway, so I guess we don't have to worry about it, but they did come to town. Thanks a lot for coming to talk with us.
Always happy to be on that news, Craig.
Excellent. That's all the time we have for today. Please click on by tomorrow for some more Net News at Noon.